Hi guys and welcome to this week's Alakazam video. Alakazam.
Cut. Hi guys and welcome to this week's...
Hang on, I'm picking my nose.
Sorry. Alakazam Video Blog. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Hi guys and welcome to this week's Alakazam Video Blog. Please excuse the last couple of introductions. We were just messing about, really, weren't we?
Of course we know it's a video blog.
We do know it's a video blog. And this week we decided that we were going to look at comedy magic.
Yeah, that was supposed to be funny.
Yeah,
probably weren't funny at all, but we couldn't think of anything else. So, that's the haps.
Introducing the funny. Actually, I like your top. Jerry, do you mind if I take a picture? Excuse me a second.
I don't actually know what you're going to do.
There we go. That's it. We're just brilliant, excellent. I'm just going to send that to Debbie because we're trying to choose new wallpaper. So I just wanted to. Just wanted.
That's fast, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just letting her know which colour not to go for. So. Yeah, excellent. It's gone through.
That's funny.
Just get it out of the way. So, what?
The cheek on you, mister. Let me tell you.
We will. We're trying to interject as many gags as we can into this because this is all about comedy magic. And Harry, I don't know about you. We work with obviously your dad and Dave, two very naturally funny people, right? And for me, certainly as a performer that goes out and performs sort of stand up and close up, sometimes it's difficult to choose material because you try and go for like funny, hilarious like this, but it doesn't always suit your style, right? And I don't know how how you're kind of finding that as a new performer.
I've got a story actually after what you're about to say.
Oh right, okay, so that's good. So when we were, no, sorry, that sounded really bad, didn't
sorry,
it?
mate.
That sounded really bad.
That's good.
Oh,
yeah,
just
carry
cut
on.
Again.
Carry on.
So this is going to be very banter like. So actually, I'm quite chuffed to be here because I recently started giving up my addiction to nuts, chocolate, and marshmallows. I'm not going to lie, it's been a bit of a rocky road. See, yeah, that's what you got to expect. That's what you got to expect.
But exactly. Whether you get the comedy out of this, I doubt it. The comedy to put into your show, maybe not. But yeah, that's the house.
But we are going to talk about some things that we feel are great products, either because of their comedic value or because of what they offer you from learning.
I didn't know you was with T-Mobile.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've just recently changed over. Look, there's a T-Mobile. Yeah, if anybody's interested.
The worst, right? That's Chris Congreve. That no offense, that's the worst joke I was saying, but it was actually quite funny.
Yeah. So in context,
do you know what's funny?
What?
Hang on. Keep talking a sec. It's a camera.
What are you doing?
Can I have your phone wallet quick? Because he also done this, and this is so funny.
Go on.
Ready? So, it's like this, yeah? He's like this. And he gets like this, he goes, it's a boomerang, mate. He goes, got to swan off through that way. It's gone back to it.
Yeah, I think actually H is taking this a little bit too seriously now. A little bit too seriously.
Funny, sorry.
So we're all yes, we're all trying to work out what that joke was actually.
No, that was funny.
Yeah. So we have got some products here, like I said, that we wanted to talk about because of their inherent either they're funny because the trick itself is funny. They've got a great presentation to them that is funny and humorous, or some products that we have over on this side that are tools and things, inspirational things that you can have a look at to maybe enhance, adding comedy into your act and your sort of routines. So I think that we should start with Alarmed. And there's a reason why I think we should start with Alarmed. We had the wonderful Noel Qualter in with us yesterday.
So funny.
And Noel, if you've never met him before, on first blush you would think to yourself, you know, well, I don't think he would mind me saying this. He's a bit of a geek, isn't he? Right? He is a bit of a geek. He likes anything technological, and he comes up with some really crazy and wacky ideas.
We showed something of that. All of them are just hilarious, aren't they?
Yeah, he showed us like these ideas that he had yesterday. One of which he does quite often in his lecture. Yeah. Actually, a couple that he does in his lecture, and they are genuinely. I mean, one of them is very current, but it is genuinely a funny thing. Yeah. And he kind of does it like a bit of a throwaway thing. And surprisingly, when he's doing this effect, you do get a kind of a magic feel to it.
That's what I was going to say. Even though it's funny, it isn't just a joke. It's not just a joke thing. There is actually a magic thing happening, and it's not, even though it is kind of taken away from it because it's funny, you still get the impact of the magic in
it still. Exactly. And you know, all right, we were messing around a bit at the beginning here, but I think we're both savvy enough to know that when you're out performing, all right, for the most part, unless you're selling it differently, they're there to see an entertaining magician. They see magic, and that's a given. And as you said in previous vlogs, they're there to see the strongest magic that you can do. Yeah. But they also want to be entertained. And with that, you have humour as well. You know, some magicians, they go down the line of, you know, they're so funny that I think they lose sight a little bit of the magic. And it's kind of like laugh after laugh after laugh. And then you kind of almost see people, their faces go, where's the magic? Yeah. You know, and it kind of leaves them a bit deflated. But you know, Noel is one of those people that, you know, you're belly laughing, but the effects that he's doing are strong as well. You know, and they have a magic element to them. And this is where Alarmed comes in, because Alarmed has been out for quite a while now. It is a great and strong effect, and they are left with an impossible souvenir at the end of this. This is the thing. Not only is it a strong effect, but you watch Noel perform it. It is very tongue-in-cheek. It's funny, and it kind of reflects his style of performing. So he's not losing anything by having a bit of humour in his act, because it's still strong. It is one of those effects that people will go away talking about, because you're left with an impossible souvenir. So I think if we can, we should take a look at a trailer for it. What do you think? Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so I think we should have a look at Alarmed by Noel Qualter and Aid Gower.
When I snap my fingers, I want you to imagine your whole life is going backwards. Okay. Imagine you're looking over at an alarm clock. Right? You're having a dream, you woke up, you've looked at that alarm clock. What day does it say on the alarm clock?
Do you want me to say it out
Yeah,
loud?
what day, yeah.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay. What hour is it?
08.
So 8 o'clock in the morning?
8 o'clock in the morning, correct.
And how many minutes?
17.
So 17 minutes, right. Last week, I took a picture actually of my alarm clock. You said you wanted 8:17.
I did.
I ran up the stairs at 8:16. I was very excited. I didn't know why, but I knew it was important. And I took a picture. My alarm clock says 8:17.
Lovely.
I took a picture.
No way. Look at that, perfect match.
You chose a Wednesday? Tuesday. Yeah. And it was 3:15 in the afternoon. I had a little prediction, and make sure these are empty. In here, I've had this for a while. This alarm clock I took a picture on Tuesday, 15 minutes past 3.
So that was Alarmed. I'm sure you agree. It's a great effect. you know, it is one of those effects that, like I said, you're left with an impossible souvenir, and you know, you're entertained with the presentation at the same time.
Yeah.
So well worth checking out if you want to add something different into your act. Suitable for close up and parlour as well. So
and we sell refills.
We sell refills for this, yeah. So they'll both be on our site. Yeah.
Bosh. Very nice. He's so funny. His trailer for Bliss is so funny.
Yeah.
He says, the thing is, he says one line in it, and it just cracks me up every time.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I mean, Noel, I think he's, you know, he's a little bit like me. You know, over the years, I've been more interested in performing sort of serious magic, but and I think this comes with the inspiration of working with your dad and Dave, you know, all day. Is that you kind of well, let's put it this way, right? I decided a few years back that I wanted to start doing a little bit more comedy, and to that end, I was trying out stuff that in realistic terms didn't suit me at all, and I think, you know, that is a danger, in the sense that you kind of see comedy performers, some of which we'll talk about in a minute, and you kind of think, oh, yeah, I want to be funny, because you see how entertaining they are to an audience. Yeah. And if our goal is to entertain our audience, then of course you want to be like that. You want to do.
There's no better feeling than
exactly.
Laugh.
Yeah, and if you see a performer such as Mel Mellors or John Archer or John Vanderput, anybody like that, and you see them getting those sort of reactions, you kind of think, I want to do that. But the truth of the matter is that stuff that those three people do may not suit you. Yeah. I've worked with Dave on lots of occasions. I've seen him perform loads of times. I've seen your dad, you know, Dem in the shop, and thought, wow, that's really funny. And especially with Dave, who's a comedy performer, I kind of think, oh, wow, that's really funny. And then I go and try it, and I think, yeah, that didn't work for me. All right, and there's a reason for it. It's because Dave is a different performer to me.
The thing is, there's so many different types of humour, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Some, like, I find little mutters funny. You know, when you say something and someone else says something like under their breath, but obviously meaning to hear it. Yeah. I just find that funny. But everyone's got their own.
Yeah, exactly. And you identify a style. You know. Yeah. And I can use Dave as an example because I work with him all the time, and you know, I've seen him perform both publicly and also, you know, when he shows me stuff in the shop, and I can use him as an example because Dave is very much that likeable, cheeky chappy, and a lot of the stuff that he does reflects his personality in that sense. Yeah. Whereas with me, I'm a lot older than Dave, so my cheeky chappy sort of stuff doesn't work. Yeah. You know, it would probably work for yourself.
But you say that, but that's the story I was going to say. Because I've noticed some of the jokes, even though they're not even bad that I made, purely because of my age, people just think it's really cocky and that. So I've had to alter the stuff I say. Yeah,
but that's good because you've identified now your performing persona and the type of humour that you're willing to use. Yeah. I asked someone the other day what they thought my performing persona is like now compared to what it was, and they said that I'm kind of like a bit Jack D-ish, which I've heard a couple of times, which is good. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I've settled on that at the moment, and I should just say I am not like that. When you can testify to this, I'm not like that when I work in the shop. You know, I'm completely different performing wise than I am working wise and normal everyday wise, which is another point entirely about like the whole acting magician thing. But my style is very deadpan. I tend to mutter things underneath my breath. I've got to a point now, and I think it's because I'm slightly older, that I don't mind being a bit, not offensive, but I don't mind taking a risk.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
This is a story that I don't mind sharing. I was at a gig recently with a good friend of mine, and we were up in London, a really posh do that was organised by some of the big banks, and I walked over to this group of people and I was like, oh, hello, and I do my introduction, which is kind of a put down about myself and my dressing and stuff. And then there was this guy standing next to me, and he had this tie on, and it was a really bright tie. And I did the gag that I did for you at the beginning, where I said, "Oh, do you mind if I take a photograph of that?" And I took the photograph, and I was like, "Oh, you know, I'm going to send it to my wife because we're trying to choose a new wallpaper." And the group laughed, great. But it was true. So you can go two ways with this. You can either end there because it gets a laugh, or you can do the second bit where they as he did, he kind of went, oh, you know, muttered something, not offensive, but kind of muttered something. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm just going to tell her that's the one not to go for, you know. And then it got another laugh.
Because it does depend how you say it, because that could have gone either way, but the way you deliver.
Yeah, and this is the thing, because he took it in good humour. I found out later that he was one of the directors for Credit Suisse. So I was kind of like, oh, perhaps I shouldn't have said that. But it was taken in good humour.
Yeah.
I think if I was younger, I probably wouldn't have got away with it. And I think because I'd already established a dynamic with the group anyway, before I'd even got to this gag, now he kind of, you know, it was taken in good humour. It wasn't taken in offence. If I'd just come out and gone, oh, I like your time, mate, you know, and I did that bit in, and a bit being a bit too familiar, and then gone, oh, I like your time, mate, I'm trying to choose new wallpaper, you know, it would have, he probably would have gone, what the hell are you saying? Rude, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Whereas it was like, oh, do you mind if I take a photo? You know, oh, where's he going with this? And then go into the gag. So I think you do find your styles, and that's important, which is why I wanted to, you know, when we were looking at stuff, we thought these would be quite good to talk about, because there is no doubt that John Archer is still as good as he was when these were filmed, which was quite a few years ago now. And I think, personally, I think he's mellowed a little bit. But again, I think that's indicative of the fact that he's now older. You know, you know, the way that you progress as a performer quite often changes as you get older as well. So things that he was possibly not necessarily comfortable with, but doing then in these DVDs with how he interacted with people is different to how he's doing it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this is an important point, like you were saying earlier on. You know, you're not diminishing the value of the effects that are done on here as well.
Yeah.
You could have John Archer come up and perform on stage, and he would be as funny as hell. But every single magic effect that he did in the context of his show would also be strong.
That's when you know you're a good comedy magician.
That's it.
And you get the best of both. Really.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the same with Mel Mellors as well. With Mel Mellors, you're getting strong effects, but you're also getting comedy as well, so you're getting a whole package. And I you know, this is where you got to decide: do I go out and do I perform comedy with a bit of magic, or do I perform magic with some humour in it? You know, some funny moments in it. And
I feel like that's the thing, because if you are a magician, you don't want to have the magic as a secondary thing. You want kind of the magic, because the liners, like the one-liners and stuff like that, they're kind of easier to remember. If you know when you've laughed. Do you know what I mean? But you don't necessarily know when he's performed a miracle. So I feel like it's good if you know the foundation of the magic trick. That's clear, and now you add to that like branches with the jokes and stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly, and it's kind of layering. I mean, going back to what I was saying at the beginning about the way that I introduce myself to each group is I talk about my suit. And I have the same introduction about my suit for groups that I go to. And even when I perform on stage or in parlour, I have my introduction that I give about my suit, which is a derogatory thing. But it builds and builds and builds. And it actually uses a really, really old gag, which I'm not going to talk about here because it's going to form part of my academy. I use, that's a good plug,
14th.
Shameless, 14th November. But you know, it uses an old gag, but if you did it in the standard way, it just would not. Well, it would get a laugh for people that haven't seen it, I guess, but it wouldn't get as big a laugh as it currently gets, because the gag comes after something that I've set up before and something that I then go into afterwards, and it gets a bigger and bigger laugh, which hopefully, you know, will come across in the performance segment of the academy, like I said, but. And they're the important things, you know. Anybody can learn a whole string of jokes and gags and everything, but it's knowing when to do them, how to say them, when, you know, and all those other factors that make them strong. And the way you say them as well.
Mr. Graham Jolly.
A
video of him come on my Facebook the other day. I was absolutely creasing out at what he was saying, but the thing I was asking still at the end was about the trick. Because I was speaking to Dad and I was like, "God, that was a good trick, wasn't it?" Even though I've just been laughing my socks off, the magic is still so powerful. It's good, and then you get the best of both because you remember the magic, and then you remember the fact you were absolutely laughing because you've got the belly aches afterwards.
Yeah,
you're literally just in tears.
And I think this is the thing about someone like Graham Jolly is it's not gag after gag after gag after gag. You know, it is the whole parcel, and he says it conversationally. You know, we talk about conversation in mentalism and magic. The same is true with humour as well. You listen to Graham, one of his best lines, I think. I've heard him use it a couple of times, or a similar sort of lines, but he always delivers them in the same way. He'll get someone up and he'll say, "Oh, you smell nice," and he'll wait a beat and he'll go, "Have you been jogging?" Like this, and it always tickles me because he does it. You know, people are in this bubble of his, and he'll be like, "Oh, come up and join me on stage. Wow, you smell nice. Have you been jogging?" Like this. Yeah. And because of Graham's persona, and because you know,
he gets away with it so well. Doesn't he?
And he does because you feel you're with someone that you want to you've got this connection with, so you don't take offence to it, and I think that's the important thing. Now, on here, like I said, educating Archer and further education, there are tons of great routines on here. If I was to everything on here is brilliant. I recently used the spelling test, and there's another thing that I used quite recently on Tragic Square as well. But spelling test is brilliant if you want a notebook book test. It's absolutely fabulous. And on this DVD, you've got tons of stuff. The one thing that stood out with a lot of people when it first came out was Soundbox. If you want a killer routine that's to do with padlocks and keys, that is worth the price of the DVD in its own right. So they're available as streaming videos as well. So certainly check those out. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
I've seen them a few times and he's so funny.
Yeah, exactly. And Archer is top of his game because he understands what comedy works and what doesn't work. So if you're looking for inspiration, then certainly check out Educating Archer and Further Education. Like I said, available on DVD or on streaming video as well. Okay. So Harry, what? You were deep in thought for a second.
No.
Who's there?
Isabel.
Isabel who?
Isabel working, I'd have to keep knocking.
Very good.
Thanks.
Very good.
Right, yeah.
Okay. How do you get nah, I'm not going to even say that one. Because we just come back. I went to my mate's wedding the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really emotional. So emotional, in fact, even the cake was in tears.
That's poor.
Excellent.
That's really poor. Hang on. This is serious now. Does anyone actually want a Hoover? We're thinking of selling ours, just sitting there collecting dust.
Oh, boom! Oh,
Thank
I like that
you.
one. That's good.
Thanks.
That's good. Yes.
Hoovers collect dust. All
yeah.
right.
Very. If you have to explain it, it's not funny.
I didn't have. The thing is, I don't have to. I just for all them people out there that didn't get it. That's fine.
Okay. Good. Okay. It's all right. We can edit those bits out. That's fine. So keeping on with the humour thing. We before we sat down, we were saying how many jokes could we tell.
Yeah.
All right, and some of them, all right, they've been hit and miss. But
sorry, last one, I promise. How did you find Will Smith in the snow?
I don't know.
Look for the Fresh Prince. Right,
yes, I like
now,
that.
All right, now go on to the book.
That
end of story.
Why did the Mexican push his wife off the cliff?
Why?
Tequila.
That's a good one.
Okay, and the fact that I'm laughing at them as well is just that shows my sense of humour. But right, so this is we were saying how we're trying to interject as many jokes as we can, and they are hit and miss. So if you're laughing, we thank you. If you're not laughing, then
then you're a normal person.
Then
if you're not laughing at any jokes, you're a normal.
Then you're obviously far more adult than we are.
But the thing is, it is. The funniest stuff is when you are interacting with people because obviously you've got stuff to talk about. It's common ground with them. If you're in their group, they all might understand. They're all laughing with each other anyway. So
exactly. And it is about dynamics. I mean, part of when I was saying about like the Jack D humour earlier on, part of the Jack D humour is the kind of like the muttering under your breath and the whole sort of like the sarcastic looks and the sort of disdainful sort of behaviour. Things like that, and it was actually pointed out to me recently that there's a lot of humour that you can get just by the way that you look at people.
That's
Yeah,
rude.
just by the way that you look at people, and it's true. You know, when you're when you're interacting with people and you're at a gig, you know, this is the truth of the matter is that you have this banter with them, and you please don't do that. That freaks me out more than anything else. You have this banter with people, but it is quite often the way that you look at people as well. If you have someone that takes a card, and you know it's a free choice, and then it doesn't matter where they put it in the pack, then why not make a thing out of that? If someone was putting something into, can I have that deck for a second?
Yeah.
If someone's doing this, if someone's going, oh, take a card out, they take it out, and you genuinely don't care where that goes, then why not sort of like, I'll put the card back anywhere you want. Yeah, on the count of, has he done it? Did you? Okay.
This guy.
And then give them a shuffle. You know, things like that. Dave's a master at it. You know, I've seen him do it loads of times. And Bill Malone has some great stuff on his DVDs. I can't remember whether it's on the Loose or the other set. Here I Go Again. But he talks about like looking at people. He actually talked about it on his Penguin lecture as well recently, where you're doing like magic, and then you might say to someone, "Oh, whereabouts are you from?" And then they say, "Ashford." Oh, that's lovely. And then as you turn, you go like this to it. So other people are seeing it, they don't see it, and you get this humour. And to that end, you know, many years ago, the fabulous Patrick Page put together. Oh, look, there's a bit of stick. Put together this is Patrick Page's book of visual comedy, and this is just chock full of different things. All right, not all of it you're going to use, because some of it is possibly a little bit dated now, and stuff you may not use in close-up, but there are things here that you can use certainly in stand-up. You know,
the thing is, even if you don't use them directly there, they give you an idea as to how to, like, what kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you've got to be careful for your audiences and stuff like that, and what's going on in the world. But a lot of stuff you can just adapt. You kind of in there. Obviously, jokes you get based there. Not all jokes. I mean, there are, but
and this is it. You know, it provides you a template. I saw George Carlin on someone on Facebook who posted that recently. A magician. I can't remember who exactly it was, but they posted up a video of George Carlin, who was a silent performer. And he comes out onto the stage, and one of the things he does is he has I think it's a microphone that's stuck to his fingers. So you know, if you're one of these close-up magicians that likes a bit of humour in your act, and you undo a deck of cards at the table when you get over there, why not have the cellophane stick at your fingers and you know, excuse me a second, you know, but really ham it up. Oh, you know, it won't come off, and then turn around and do all that sort of thing, because you know, done the right way for the right person, that could be really funny.
And I'll tell you what's funny, it's funny if it's awkward as well. If you're now there getting flustered about not being able to get cellophane off, we're all going to be laughing. Do you know what I mean? It might not be out loud, but inside we're like chucking at each other, like what's going on.
And this is the killer tip, right? Is that when you're doing something like that, you've got a very small window to make your first impression on those people, right? So if you go over and you do this and the thing sticks to your finger, then they're going to think, God, what is this guy? You know, what's he going to do? Right? You then turn around and you perform like a killer visual, straight away magic effect that absolutely knocks their socks off. Immediately they're like, wow. You know, they were on the back foot a little bit because they're thinking, oh, you know, it can't be that good because you can't even undo a deck of cards. And then all of a sudden you make their card disappear and appear in their pocket, and it's like, oh my God. You know, you've just shot up far above their expectations. So it's just worth bearing in mind, but bearing in mind for your personality, what suits your personality. But there is tons of great stuff in here, and don't underestimate the power of the look, or you know, or anything. Even if it's just a touch, are you all right? Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable handling those? Can you shuffle?
Yeah.
Okay. Praise be to Jesus. You know, so all of those sort of things, you know, just don't underestimate it. To that end as well, as we're talking about books, two more that I grabbed off the shelf are by the wonderful Wayne Goodman. Wayne is a fantastic performer. He has got some great ideas when it comes to gags. The Joke File Volume 1, 2, and there is a 3, and I think there's a compiled version as well. A chock full of one-liners. So we're just. I'll tell you what. You pick one, and I'll pick one.
I accidentally followed. I've already said it wrong.
I found one immediately.
All right.
Go on then.
I've accidentally swallowed some food colouring the other day, and the doctor says I'll be fine, but I already feel like I've died a little bit inside.
Very good.
Not bad.
I just bought a John Cleese DVD box set off eBay. I need to return it though because 2 of the discs are faulty. See, this is what I mean. It's just got some. I come from a long line of Congo dancers. See, that's good.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, you're not laughing though.
Yeah. This is funny. My roommate just lost one of my Mr. Mim books. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Very good. I was bored at work yesterday, so I gave a colleague a clock and told him to give it to someone else. I had to do something to pass the time.
Yeah.
You know, there are. This is the point, right? So this is just a collection of gags. You're not going to use all of them, and you're certainly not going to say them the way that we're saying them here, because me telling you that gag and you telling me a gag, all right, they're intrinsically funny, but we're unlikely to laugh because you know we're not in the dynamic of things. Yeah. But they are really great. They are really great one-liners, and there are. I should just say there are also some. He has a book of heckler stoppers as well, which is worth checking out if that's your kind of thing.
My singing coach is so selfish. It's always me with him.
Yeah, see, it's great.
Yeah.
But these are things that you can incorporate into your act, and they're just they just work for the most part. I mean, it does really boil down to your
But when you think they're gonna have a drink,
yeah,
everything's funnier once you've had a little bit of bevy.
Yeah, and it kind of what reflects your style. For me, one-liners tend to reflect my style more because I can be a bit sarcastic, and that's good in a way because it kind of reflects on where I am now performing-wise. But they're well worth checking out. Wayne's got some really good stuff in here. So that and the Patrick Page book, well worth taking a look at if you want to interject some more comedy into your performing.
Got a question?
Yes.
Well, not a question actually. Got something to say.
Yeah.
I would really recommend if you don't do any, or if you don't really think joking's for you, then that's fair enough. But knowing just even a few jokes is great, just for when someone over here is doing something, and now you've got everyone else. So if you can tell them a little anecdote or a little joke, even just to pass the time whilst they're like shuffling the cards or whatever they're doing, it's nice because it still brings them all together and it keeps their attention. For when he's doing something. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly. And it can be any. It doesn't even have to be a joke. It could be a visual bit. I quite often do this gag. And. Believe it or not, I get quite a good reaction for it.
I don't know if I'll be able to do this from this angle actually. But you're here. Oh no, you can't really see it, can you?
Wow.
Can't really see it from that angle. But it's I know what you mean. Little funny things. Like
that. They're just it's
even a D light.
Even a D-light, yeah. I mean, Roberto Joby has this wonderful thing where he says, quite often when you're performing magic, you have these little bits that you put in that are like little interludes, it's like adding, it's like having maybe something in between main courses. So they're little bits that add to the experience. It's like having a really nice meal, but having, I don't know, a little bit of bread on the side. They just add something more to the meal that you're enjoying, but they don't form the whole part.
Even that thing, isn't it? If you're just standing over a pen. What?
Yeah, things like that.
Well, that's really good.
What?
That's not a joke thing. That's my ending.
That's
my ending.
Right. But they are things to kind of bear in mind. So just some food for thought there. And hopefully, you'll go away and sort of think about it and like some of the ideas that we've talked about. So that was H's ending. That was quite abrupt, actually.
Yes. Got cut off air because it's actually a crap trick. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Oh, I appreciate your honesty there, H. Don't ever do that trick again.
Yeah, sorry. Got cut off air. Right. So moving on.
Yes. We should talk about the competition. We are filming this a little bit ahead of time, purely because H, your dad and your mum are going away on your holes.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, so you're away on your holes, and that will only leave me and Dave. Okay, you can calm down now. That will only leave me and Dave in the shop. So there will be some other bits and pieces that we will be doing.
Yeah.
I think the hope is that Dave will still be doing the lives, possibly with some special guests, possibly on his own. I don't know,
Yeah.
but they will still keep going. The vlogs, we decided to film ahead of time, just so it was practical for us to do so. So with that in mind, we're going to extend the previous competition, which was the anagram, which was the Scrabble
spelling,
competition.
Yeah. So it was the longest word using the words Alakazam Magic Limited, using the letters from that. Yeah. Not obviously Alakazam Magic Limited or Alakazam, because that won't count.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, just as an added thing, if anybody that enters that competition would also like to send in a copy of their favourite joke. Let's go for that. Yeah. Their favourite joke or favourite one-liner or anything like that. What we will do is we will do a bonus. We'll do a bonus prize.
It will be said on the vlog, so make sure
it's clean,
it's family safe, it's not rude, it's not this, it's not offensive. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, it's not racist or anything like that. Yeah, so send them in. Send them in to sales@alakazam.co.uk. We will pick it independently from the other competition anyway. But think of it as like an extended bonus.
Yeah, a little extra
as well. Yeah. So get them in. That is important. So I think lastly, we should talk about one of our favourite performers here at Alakazam.
Yeah.
Wayne Dobson. Now, Wayne has obviously been on the magic scene for quite a few years, and you know, when the best of magic, when It's Kind of Magic was out, it was like prime time TV. Young, hip, cool magician doing illusions, close-up magic, parlour magic, all with from both a serious vein and a humorous vein as well. If you watch some of the YouTube clips, you can see him performing some classic magics and some updated performance pieces, and they are done very much in the Wayne Dobson style. Very good family humour. Now I know that Wayne, has performed in all sorts of environments, so he's used to performing to purely adult audiences and to family audiences as well. But a lot of the stuff that he's released over the years has been in the humour vein. Some of it a bit more serious, but a lot of it in the humour vein. Yeah. One of the effects that he released with us a few years back, which was an absolute hit in the show at the Blackpool Magicians Club one year for their convention, was Wayne's Exchange or Sex Change, depending on how you want to approach it, I guess. Michael J. Fitch performs, and I believe he explains it on the disc as well, but he certainly performs this. Such a great effect, purely from a comedy point of view. It goes for the comedy jugular, it really does. And it's one of those effects that you do it, and like we were talking about earlier on, it has a magic element to it. You still do something at the end that has an effect, and they're not easy to come by. But I think that's a good thing to bear in mind. If you're going to do comedy, have that effect there as well. So, like we said earlier, they're not just walking away going, "What we watching magician? What are we watching comedy? What is it you're aiming for?" Very much in the vein of the baby gag. If you ever see Bill Malone's version of the baby gag, he does the gag bit, but he also has a magic element to it, and so does Wayne's Exchange. You have plenty of belly laughs in the performance of this, but more importantly, you have something magical ending happening at the end as well. So
I haven't seen that. So have we got a trailer?
We have got a trailer, and this is Michael J. Fitch performing Wayne's Exchange.
Hello, what's your name?
Hello, Stephanie.
Stephanie, okay, Stephanie. We're going to try something here now. We're going to try and read your mind. Have you had your mind read before?
Never.
I have a stack of playing cards with different words on, and these are all sort of descriptive words or things you do. So we've got run, fall, fly, drive, swim, wash, drink. You feel different when you think of these emotions, and your body language gives off these emotions, and we're going to be able to read your mind. No, okay, so you're happy they're mixed up, yes?
Yes.
Take the top card for me, please, and only you look at that card, okay? I'm going to make a prediction, Stephanie, okay? So I can't change my mind. I want your signature on the back. There's a pen, nice big pen, put your name on there. So we're to think about this sense, okay, how you feel doing this, okay? And we're gonna try and get this, okay? Think of it. Look at me. Blimey, okay, I think you've gone for this one, okay? If you don't say the words, we're going to try and get this. You can help me out this. Okay, Stephanie, look at me. Okay, it's got an E in it, yes? Okay. I think this is the word. Oh, okay, right. Okay.
Let me see that one.
I think this is something you do at home.
Yes.
Yes.
How many times
Pardon?
a day?
And out.
How many times a day?
How many? 3 times a day. Okay. Do you do this? Yeah, with your husband? Oh, you're single. You do it with everybody.
No. Do you ever do it on your own?
On your own?
Do you do it? Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
When,
Okay.
Stephen, when was the last time you did it?
That's good. That's good. Okay. Would this be something that maybe we could do together? If I paid? Oh, okay, right. Look,
Do you ever do it in public?
on Saturdays in public.
Do you ever
Okay.
do it on an aircraft?
On an
Do you ever do it
aeroplane?
on an aeroplane?
In the car? I think I'm getting this. Wow. Okay, how many people would you do this with, usually? Yeah, usually by yourself and sometimes... With family, okay. Okay, I don't know if I'm on the same wavelength here.
Yeah,
I think we've got it. Okay, we'll turn this. Okay, look, can you hold this prediction close to your chest? What parts of your body would you use for this? Right. Okay. Okay. I think I've got this. Would you use cutlery or your fingers? Okay. I think we got the word for the first time. What was the word? Eat. Turn over the prediction. We got it spot on. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you later. I'll see you for dinner. Wow.
That is funny.
So that is
funny.
Wayne's Exchange as performed by Michael J. Fitch, and it is great, right? And you know, it's not at all blue or anything like that. It's just, you know, it's just a very funny effect, and one, you know, I guess you've got to be a little bit careful for family type audiences, but it's not going to be something that you certainly wouldn't perform because it's rude or anything.
Yeah, it's
like
not.
that.
It's not like frowned upon. Is it?
No, exactly. So you know, you get a whole range of different gags that you can use. You get obviously the performance of it on there as well as the explanation. But if you're looking for something strong that's easy to do, then Wayne's Exchange is certainly worth checking out. And those are currently still in stock, so well worth it.
And do you get everything you need?
You do get everything you need. They come on plastic cards as well, so
nice.
they are ones that are going to last you a long time.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked it out already, then I would heartily recommend that you check out Wayne's Exchange by Wayne Dobson. Currently in stock at $29.99 on our site.
And that has got a magic element.
It has got a magic element, and
it's quite a clear magic element, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, check it out.
Bosh. So is that it?
I think
is that all this week?
That is all this week. Like I said, we are filming ahead because of holidays.
Yeah. We haven't worn these for a week.
No.
These rags.
Oh yeah, because we're wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
Right.
Would Oh no, that was okay. I get it.
What's the matter? What are you saying? No?
So
the competition is going to be extended, like we said before. So get in your answers. Longest word that you can form out of that is amazing. How do you do that?
I'm really bad at it.
That is brilliant. The longest word that you can form out of the word
Alakazam Magic Limited.
Yes, but not Alakazam Magic Limited. You've got to form a different word out
Using
of the letters that are in those words.
And it's got to be a real word. It can't be a made-up word. It has to be in the
Yes, it has to be in the dictionary. Yeah, and also as a bonus, we're going to give an extra prize if you can also send in your favourite joke as well. It doesn't mean the same person's going to win it that will possibly win the first competition. It just means that you're in for a chance for double prizes. Oh, that's very strange.
Well, this one's got 3 on it. I don't know why.
No idea.
Strange.
No idea. So I think that's pretty much it, mate.
I think it is. Yeah. Have you got any jokes you want to say?
I don't think I have actually. One last tip. This is great. Just before you go, if you do decide to start collecting jokes, for people that have mobile phones, one of the best functions on here are the notes function, right? And you can literally put down, loads of different, like I see gags on Facebook and I just see things memes that people have put up.
Hang on,
and I just
let me stop you right there.
What?
It's a meme.
Oh, sorry.
Let
memes.
me stop you right there.
Memes. You say tomato, I say okay.
Potato.
But I just collect. I don't know if you can see on here. I just collect things that I think are quite funny that I might be able to use at some point. There's some great ones on here. That some of them have come from the Edinburgh Fringe as well. My missus has left me again. She's now spreading false rumours about me being schizophrenic. Well, 4 can play at that game. Things like that. Yeah?
What's his name? Tim Saddleton, a customer of ours, and a member of the Academy team.
Yeah.
Shared something on Facebook the other day which made me laugh, and it was that you can't actually run in the campsite. You can only ran because it's past tense.
Boom. Yeah, very good.
Do you know what I mean?
See, they're great. So look out for things that, they might make you chuckle, or even things that you notice and you think, wow, that make a brilliant sight gag. I can use that somehow. I'm just going to finish up with one last one. Just brought a new edition of Cluedo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Swingers edition. Yeah. Turns out they all did it in every room.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Wait.
See? Go on.
This isn't a joke.
I'm going to have to explain that to you.
No, okay.
I know, you're young.
I'm a you. Basically, on the new forum,
yeah.
The other day I had an idea.
Right.
I'm just going to mention it on here. It's basically the Alakazam forum. It should be out by the time this is aired, but if not, then it's still going to be fun.
Yeah, exciting times.
Yeah. So I thought I'm going to do a forum where either on the vlogs or on lives, any video, stuff like that. Because at my sister's work, she's got this thing, I don't actually know what it's called properly, but basically they write down quotes that people have said that can be like a double, what is it?
Yeah. A double entendre.
Yeah. So I thought it would be funny if either that or if there was a funny snapshot, that you could do that and put a caption on it in there. Right. So yeah, I thought that'd be quite funny. A nice little light-hearted thing.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I mean, it's all about information, isn't it? So, check out and look for what you find is funny, because genuinely, that might be a reflection of your sort of persona.
And if you haven't, watch Superbad, because that is crazy.
Yeah. So on that note, I think we should end there, mainly because I've got to go and find a muzzle for my pet duck.
Why?
Oh, I'm having difficulty. Turns out none of them fit the bill. All right, you don't have to do it. I think on that note we should end. I want to say thank you once again for watching today.
I can tell right now they're not saying thanks to you because your jokes are appalling.
I bet you some of them are writing these down. I bet you they're writing them down. Secretly, you're making a note of them as well. From myself, Andy Smith, and from Harry, we want to say thank you very much, and join us again on the next Alakazam Video Blog.